Good day, everyone. This is Teacher Cherry. In this video, we will learn about zero and negative integral exponents. We will apply the laws involving positive integral exponents to zero and negative integral exponents, and we will simplify expressions involving integral exponents. Before our lesson, let's recall first the laws on positive integral exponents. If x is a real number and m and n are positive integers, then in product rule or product of powers, x raised to m times x raised to n equals x raised to m plus n. So, kung meron tayong product, i-add natin yung exponent nila. Example, x squared times x cubed, this is equal to x raised to 2 plus 3. Yung exponent ng una is 2, i-add natin sa exponent na pangalawa which is 3. We have x raised to 5. So, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So, tandaan kapag parehas ang base nila, ang product nila ay copy yung base and then add yung kanilang exponent. For the second law, quotient rule or quotient of powers, if we have x raised to m over x raised to n, this is equal to x raised to m minus n. If we have quotient na the same ang base, ang exponent nila ay pagmaminusin. Example, x raised to 5 over x squared. This is equal to x raised to 5 minus 2. 5 is the first exponent ng numerator. 2 is the second exponent ng denominator. So we have 5 minus 2. The answer is x cubed. 5 minus 2 is 3. For the third law, we have the power rule. This is power of a power. We have quantity of x raised to m to the nth power equals x raised to m times n. So, kapag meron tayong expression na tulad nito, ang exponent nila ay pagmumultiplyin. For example, the quantity of x raised to 4 cubed, this is equal to x raised to 4 times 3. 4 is the exponent of x and then yung 3, yun yung exponent dito sa labas. So, the answer is x raised to the 12th power. 4 times 3 is 12. For the fourth law, we have also the power rule. Ito naman ay power of a product. So, meron tayong product and then meron siyang power. Okay, so if we have the quantity of x times y raised to m, this is equal to x raised to m times y raised to m. So, imumultiply natin yung exponent dito sa loob at saka yung exponent sa labas. So, bawat isa. Okay, for example, we have the quantity of 5x squared. So, this is equal to 5. So, ang exponent nito ay 1. So, 1 times 2, we have 2. And then, the second, x. So, ang exponent nito ay 1 times 2. So, we have squared. Then, simplify. 5 squared is 25. times x squared. This is equal to 25x squared. So the square of 5x is equal to 25x squared. Okay, so our last law on positive integral exponents is also power rule, but it is a power of a quotient. So sa quotient naman. Okay, we have the quantity of x over y raised to m. This is equal to x raised to m over y raised to m. For example, we have 2/3 raised to the 4th power. This is equal to, so 2, may 1 na exponent dito, times 4. So, yun yung kanyang exponent. Over 3, ang exponent niya ay 1. So, times 4, we have equals 4. And then, simplify. 2 raised to the 4th power is equal to 16. Paano nakuha yon? So, 4 na beses mong imumultiply sa sarili niya yung 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. And 8 times 2 is 16. 3 raised to 4 means 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. 27 times 3 is 81. Then, okay, tignan kung pwedeng isimplify. So, since ito ay simplified na, this is the final answer. Okay, so, ang laws on positive integral exponents ay magagamit natin sa zero and negative integral exponents. Okay, let's proceed to zero exponent. This is the definition of zero exponent. Any non-zero real number raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. That is, if x is not equal to 0, then x raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, tandaan sa zero exponent, any number raised to 0 that is equal to 1. Let us have examples. Simplify the following expressions. Number 1, we have x raised to the 7th power over x raised to the 7 is equal to, so apply natin yung quotient rule. So, yung exponent ng numerator minus sa exponent ng denominator. So, we have x raised to 7 minus 7. This is equal to x raised to 0. So, 7 minus 7 is 0. So, base sa definition ng zero exponent, any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, x raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, 1 ang sagot natin sa number 1. Number 2, 8 raised to 0. So, ang exponent ng 8 is 0. So, this is equal to 1. Let's have number 3. 3 over 8 raised to 0. So, ang base natin is 3 over 8. Ang exponent niya is 0. That is also equal to 1. Number 4. We have the quantity of negative 10 raised to 0. So, ang base natin is negative 10. Ang exponent niya is 0. This is also equal to 1. Let us have number 5. We have negative 10 raised to 0. As you can see, wala tayong parenthesis dito sa negative 10. Ang exponent natin ay 0, ang base natin is 10. So, meron tayong negative dito. So, we have negative, ang value ng 10 raised to 0 is 1. Kaya, ang sagot natin is negative 1. Okay, so, tingnan maigi kung merong parenthesis yung given o kaya naman ay wala. Number 6, we have 12y raised to 0. Okay, so ang may exponent ng 0 is y only. Hindi kasama yung 12. So we have 12 times y raised to 0 is equal to 1. We multiply 12 and 1, the product is 12. So let's proceed to negative exponent. This is the definition. A non-zero real number raised to a negative power is the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the number raised to the positive opposite of the power. That is, if x is not equal to 0 and m is a positive integer, then x raised to negative m equals 1 over x raised to m or 1 over x raised to negative m equals x raised to m. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung x natin dito, yung base natin, ang exponent niya is negative exponent. Para maging positive exponent, kukunin natin yung multiplicative inverse or reciprocal ng base, and then i-raise natin ito sa positive opposite ng ating exponent. So, instead of negative m, so magiging positive m na siya. Or, 1 over x minus m, so ang denominator natin yung may negative exponent. So, kunin natin yung multiplicative inverse ng 1 over x, that is x over 1, or x. So, and then, i-raise natin siya sa positive m. Okay, let us have examples. Simplify the following expressions. Number 1, 2 raised to negative 3. Ang base natin is 2. Ang kanyang exponent is negative 3. So, let's simplify. Una, kunin natin yung reciprocal ng 2. So, this is 1 over 2. Yung exponent natin na negative 3, magiging positive 3 na. So, we have 1 over 2 cubed. Then, simplify. 1 over 2 cubed is equal to 8. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So, our answer is 1 over 8. Okay, number 2. We have number 2, 1 over 5 raised to negative 2. Ang denominator natin yung may exponent na negative. So, ang mangyayari, kopyahin natin yung base and then palitan natin ng positive exponent. Okay, so magiging 5 squared. 5 squared is equal to 25. Okay, number 3. The quantity of 3 over 4 raised to negative 2. Okay, so this is our base, 3/4. Kunin natin yung kanyang reciprocal. So we have 4 over 3. And then, raised to the positive opposite of negative 2. So, that is 2. And then, apply natin yung power rule, power of a power. So, 4 squared is 16, 4 times 4. And then, 3 squared, that is 9. 16 over 9. Number 4, we have x raised to negative 3 over y raised to negative 7. Okay, so magkaiba naman sila ng base. Ang numerator, ang base ay x, ang denominator, ang base ay y. So, kung merong ganitong example, yung numerator, mapupunta siya sa denominator. Yung denominator, mapupunta siya sa numerator. And then, papalitan natin ng positive exponents. Okay, so we have y raised to 7 over x cubed. So, yung y raised to negative 7 na nandito sa denominator, siya na yung magiging numerator. And then, magiging positive na yung kanyang exponent. Yung dito sa numerator, mapupunta na siya dito sa denominator and then positive exponent. Number 5, 7 raised to negative 2 over 7 raised to negative 5. Okay, apply natin yung nandito sa 4. Okay, so we have 7 raised to 5. So, ito yung nandito sa denominator. So, nandito na siya sa numerator. And then, 7 raised to negative 2, magiging 7 squared na siya dito sa denominator. Apply natin yung quotient rule. Okay, so since parehas sila ng base, which is 7, kopyahin natin. And then, subtract natin yung exponent, 5 minus 2. So, we have 7 cubed. 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. 7 cubed is equal to 343. 7 times 7 is 49. Times 7 is equal to 343. Okay, so let's have another solution for this number. Okay, so apply natin agad yung quotient rule. So, 7 raised to negative 2 minus negative 5. Okay, we have 7 raised to negative 2 plus 5. Paano naging plus 5 yon? So, negative times negative 5 is positive 5. Okay, 7 raised to negative 2 plus 5 is 3. So, we have 7 cubed. That is also equal to 343. Let us have more examples. Simplify the following expressions involving 0 and negative integral exponents. Write the answers with positive exponents. Okay, number 1, quantity of negative 143 x, y raised to negative 3 raised to 0. Okay, so apply natin dito ang 0 exponent. Any number raised to 0 is always equal to 1. So, since itong expression na to ay naka-raise sa 0, this is equal to 1. Number 2, 5 times the quantity of negative 4x all over 108x cubed raised to 0. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ang naka-raise lang sa 0 is itong expression na to. Hindi kasama yung 5. So, let's copy 5. This expression, so naka-raise sa 0, this is equal to 1. So, 5 times 1 is equal to 5. Number 3, quantity of negative 3 raised to negative 4. So, apply natin dito yung negative exponent. Kunin natin yung reciprocal ng negative 3, that is 1 over negative 3. Then, yung exponent na negative 4, ang kanyang positive opposite ay positive 4. Then, simplify. So, negative 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. Then, negative 27 times negative 3 is positive 81. Number 4, negative 3 raised to negative 4. Okay, so, kung mapapansin ninyo, walang parenthesis dito. Ang may exponent ng negative 4 is positive 3. So, meron tayong negative dito. So, we have negative and then reciprocal ng 3 is 1 over 3. Then, positive exponent is 4. Simplify. So, meron tayong negative dito. So, copy negative. 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81. So, the answer is negative 1 over 81. Number 5, 3x raised to negative 2. Okay, so ang may exponent ng negative ay yung variable x. So, hindi kasama si 3. Okay, so we have 3 times the reciprocal of x is 1 over x. Then, positive 2 yung kanyang exponent. Simplify. 3 times 1 is 3 over x squared. Okay, another examples. Number 6. 4 raised to negative 4 over 4 raised to negative 3. Okay, apply natin dito yung negative exponent. Okay, so 4 raised to negative 3 sa denominator, mapupunta siya sa numerator, magiging 4 cube. Yung 4 raised to negative 4 sa numerator, so mapupunta siya rito sa denominator. Then, apply natin yung quotient rule. Since parehas sila ng base, susubtract natin yung exponent. 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So, 4 raised to negative 1. So, di pa to yung ating final answer kasi negative exponent pa siya. Simplify. 4, ang kanyang reciprocal is 1/4. And then, ang positive exponent niya is 1. So, since 1 naman, so 4 na lang dyan. 1 over 4. Or, pwede nating i-apply agad yung quotient rule dito. So, negative 4 minus negative 3 is negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So, diretso na tayo dito. 4 raised to negative 1 equals 1/4. Number 7, the quantity of 5m raised to negative 3 n raised to 0 squared. Okay, so, kunin natin yung reciprocal nitong m. So, copy natin yung 5. Ang reciprocal ng m is 1 over m. Then, magiging positive exponent na siya, cube. Ang n raised to 0, so 0 exponent, that is equal to 1. And then, squared. Let's multiply 5, 1, and 1. So, that is equal to 5 over m cube. Okay, so meron po tayong squared dito. Apply natin yung power rule, power of a power. Okay, so 5. So, ang exponent ni 5 ay 1. So, we have 1 times 2. So, the exponent is 2. M cube, multiply natin sa exponent na 2. So, we have m raised to 3 times 2. Let's simplify. 5 squared is 25. M raised to 3 times 2 is 6. So, this is our answer. Number 8, we have 1/2 x raised to negative 2, y raised to 5, z raised to negative 3. Okay, so meron tayong mga negative exponent dito. Apply natin ang negative exponent. Okay, so 1/2, let's copy. Ang reciprocal ng x is 1 over x. And then, kunin natin yung positive exponent niya, 2. Okay, then y raised to 5, z raised to negative 3. Ang reciprocal ng z is 1 over z. Then, positive opposite ng negative 3 is positive 3. Simplify. 1 times 1 times y raised to 5 times 1 is y raised to 5. And then, 2 times x squared times z cubed. So, we have 2x squared z cubed. Okay, so that is our final answer. Let us have another examples. So, practice pa tayo. Okay, number 9. Negative 9, a raised to 8 power, b raised to negative 3 all over 6b squared, a raised to negative 4. Okay, so meron tayong a parehas ang kanilang base, and then B, parehas din ang base. Meron din tayong negative exponent. Okay, so, negative 9 over 6, pwede nating isimplify, that is equal to negative 3 over 2. And then, apply natin yung quotient rule. So, parehas ang base, ang a raised to 8 at saka a raised to negative 4. So, we have a raised to 8 minus negative 4 all over. So, b squared minus negative 3. Simplify, we have negative 3a. So, magiging 8 plus 4. Negative times negative 4 is positive 4. And then, 2b raised to 2 minus negative 3. Negative times negative 3 is positive 3. Then, simplify, we have negative 3a raised to 8 plus 4, that is equal to 12. All over 2b raised to 2 plus 3 is 5. So, this is now our answer. Okay, number 10, we have the quantity of 2x cubed y raised to negative 5 all over 3x squared y raised to negative 4 raised to negative 3. Okay, so meron tayong negative exponent dito sa loob and then negative exponent din dito sa labas. Apply natin yung quotient rule muna. Okay, so we have 2 and then we have x cubed sa numerator, x squared sa denominator. So parehas ng base. So x, pagmaminusin natin yung kanilang exponent, 3 minus 2. All over 3. Okay, so we have y raised to negative 4 minus negative 5 raised to negative 3. Simplify natin. So, 2x, 3 minus 2 is 1. So, meron tayong invisible 1. All over 3y. So, negative 4 minus negative 5. Negative times negative 5 is positive 5. Raised to negative 3. Simplify natin itong y raised to negative 4 plus 5. So, negative 4 plus 5 is 1. So, we have 3y. Kinopya natin yung 2x raised to negative 3. Next is apply natin yung negative exponent. Okay, so, ang may negative exponent, ito ang kanyang base. So, kunin natin yung reciprocal. So, we have 3y over 2x raised to positive 3. Then, apply power of a power. So, we have 3, 1. Ang exponent ng 3 is 1. Times 3 is 3. Y, ang exponent is 1. So, times 3, that is 3. All over 2. So, 1, ang kanyang exponent times 3. So, we have 3. X, ang exponent is 1 times 3. So, we have 3. Simplify, 3 cubed is equal to 27. So, 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. Y cubed all over 2 cubed, that is 2 times 2 equals 4 times 2 is 8. X cubed. Okay, so this is our answer. Let us have another solution for this problem. Okay, pwede nating i-apply agad yung power of a power. Okay, so 2 raised to negative 3 and then x cubed. So si 3, mumultiply natin kay negative 3, that is negative 9. Y raised to negative 5. So negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. All over 3. So ang exponent is 1 times negative 3, we have negative 3. X squared, 2 times negative 3, that is negative 6. y raised to negative 4 raised to negative 3. So, multiply natin negative 4 times negative 3, that is positive 12. Okay, so meron pa rin tayong mga negative exponent. Okay, so si 2 raised to negative 3, magiging 2 cube na siya. Nandito na siya sa denominator, sa baba. And then si 3 raised to negative 3 dito sa denominator, nandito na siya sa numerator. And then, y raised to 15 over y raised to 12. So, apply natin yung quotient rule. Y raised to 15 minus 12. And then, x raised to negative 9 over x raised to negative 6. So, we have x raised to negative 6 minus negative 9. Okay, so let's simplify. 3 cubed is equal to 27. Y raised to 15 minus 12 is 3. Okay, 2 cubed is 8. And then, x raised to negative 6 minus negative 9. So, magiging negative 6 plus 9, that is equal to 3. So, the same lang yung ating nakuhang answer. Okay, that's the end of our tutorial. Before I end this video, I would like to say a simple quotation. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. That is from Albert Einstein. Thank you so much. Keep safe and have a great day.